things to do on Easter Sunday was they had an Easter egg hunt on the lawn out here. And I remember coming here, and I do believe we sat in the, the main, what is the main dining. It didn't look like it does today. It was not as nicely set up as it is now. But I do remember coming here, and it was a pretty nice breakfast.
And was it the case when it was built, the foundation at the time it was built had a second story?
I'm informed of that. He would know better. I'm informed that it is.
The plans show, and it hasn't been verified by touch or sight, that the ceiling joists in there are more than adequate to bear 4 loads, which are over twice what a normal roof load would be.
Yeah.
So it would seem that with any prudence that there was some intention, but who knows?
Anyway, any other questions? I've sort of reached the end of the timeline my father prepared, and I've tried to add to it from my experiences here. I joined the club in '71. I became a member of the board in 1980. I was president from the fall of '85 until the fall of '87. And I was the immediate past president when my father did this narrative. I've had a wedding, a 50-year wedding celebration for my folks here in 1988. My father's funeral service memorial was here. I've hosted 2 weddings here. You name it. The club is a very, very important part of my life. It's been sort of something I've been involved with for half my life, really. So it has tremendous meaning to me. Anything else? Any questions? Any comments? Joe, did I say anything wrong?
Great. A lot of things left out that probably should have been left out. About what Charlie Cruz said
There was a very my first time on the board of directors was in 1980, and I think it was in the fall of 1980. The new year started, and I was invited by Overton Gentry, who had been president. So here I am, 39 or 40 years old, and I'm one of the younger members of the board, if not the youngest. And here's 2 senior members, Charles Preuss and Bob Svoboda, and they got into an argument. I don't even remember what it was about.
Women.
And I don't, huh?
Women.
Women.
The annual meeting.
And one called the other, and I don't remember who called who what, a horse's ass. And I leaned over to Overton Gentry, who invited me to be a member of the board, and I said, what the hell have you gotten me into? I should also mention Eleanor Van Cott, who was the person who brought in the women with the Santa Barbara Associates, was our first lady director of the University Club. And she was also she was the secretary. She went on the board and then she became the secretary because she took meticulous minutes. And now, at age 90, she's also today on our board again, as I am. So we recycle some of the older people around here. Yes?
It's interesting that the remodel in the Spanish colonial occurred before the earthquake.
Yes.
And yet most of Santa Barbara was remodeled in the Spanish colonial after the earthquake.
It is.
So having the library of Windsor Sewell, the architect, or much of it, it's curious that they were that far ahead in the Ramona moment.
Well, we had a lady in Santa Barbara named Pearl Chase who was very active during that time and who was very anxious to have this town lose some of its plain old Midwest look. And I think that may have had a lot to do with it. And I think some of these architects that were involved were listening a lot to her. So you're right, it was a little earlier. Anything else? Any other questions? I apologize for my wheezing, but hopefully this gets better.
Good job.
Good job, Bob.
Don't forget the handouts on the piano.
I already have them, or we have a lot of them.